This one's more of like a Final Fight kind of beat 'em up, and the other one is like it's actually very much like Sunset Riders, but it's ninjas instead of cowboys. So that'll be fun. What's up, Roy? Roy said drunk Dan. Yeah, you don't want drunk Dan. I'll just like not say anything. I wouldn't talk at all. All right, let's get this thing started. Some pretty good graphics for 93. Cool explosion. There's a lot of these beat 'em up games and like side-scrolling action games that they just really went under the radar because there was so much competition, you know. Um, both of these games I'm going to play tonight are games that definitely flew under the radar. You guys will have to let me know if the audio is good too, because both of these games are kind of loud, I noticed, but as long as you can hear me okay, then we're good. Man, I had that issue again today when I was trying to figure out what I was going to play, and the other game that I thought about playing was I thought about maybe playing Art of Fighting 3. And so I was going to load it up real quick, and then it did that thing again where like my Switch Lite was dead, so I couldn't fucking I couldn't load the game on my regular Switch, and it's like, god damn, man, like fucking Nintendo like really managed to ruin their fucking console. So annoying. I wish they would roll it back. I mean, I doubt they will, but it was such a fucking mistake to do that. That shit. Whoops. Oh no! I died right before I was able to get the chicken. Give it to me. Roy said audio is kind of low on the game, but hear you fine. Okay. That's good then. The next game is actually, the other game is like way louder, so. Toilet paper. Oh shit. It's funny because like I'm pretty sure that the last Konami game that I did, the audio was super loud too. It's kind of odd because the for me the game actually sounds pretty loud in the headphones, but I don't know. It'll be interesting. I'll see after the stream is done. Oh shit. Got him. Boom, get wrecked. Give them bananas. Man, this is a great looking game. So awesome. Nice. Give me all that stuff. I love the beat 'em up thing of just like dudes just posted up, just waiting to fucking do bad shit. Like just hanging out in factories, just waiting to do crime. Suck on my rocket launcher. Rocket launcher. Look at this magician-looking motherfucker up here. Toilet paper. Get out of here. Oh, I'm done. Damn it. Yeah, it's like the character models are like a little bit smaller on this game than they can be for beat 'em ups. Like it almost reminds me more of like it looks like Streets of Rage. It kind of plays like Streets of Rage a little bit too. It's a little bit faster, but like the way that the like the sort of punches feel and stuff. It's very Streets of Rage. Again, it's like, you know, there was so much competition, like it makes sense that, you know, this game wasn't as remembered, but it's kind of a bummer. It was a great game. That's what's cool about Arcade Archives, though. They've been releasing some really cool shit. Roy said Fat Dracula posted up in the balcony. I know, there he is. He just escaped on the boat. Yeah, this definitely has more of a Streets of Rage feel to it than like Final Fight, which is not a bad thing. Clearly I love Streets of Rage. I can't even remember the name of the company that made this, but it's like some like no-name like developer. Oh boy, here come his henchmen. Oh shit. That like uppercut thing is very Streets of Rage too. Oh shit, those goddamn birds got me. Should we try someone different? Let's try this guy just for shits and giggles. Ugh. He has like a hand chop. I've only ever really used the other guy. I haven't used this guy, but he has like a little hand chop. That's funny. Yeah. Shit. Get wrecked. I killed all his birds. They exploded. Give me that toilet paper. Man, I've been noticing on X, like the fucking AI slop fest has just been getting like worse and worse. I feel like every day I go on there and it's like fucking Elon just with his constant like posting all this like grok shit. It's like, oh, it's the fucking worst, man. Like makes me not even want to go on there anymore. I don't think I was supposed to kill those guys. Roy said, of course the birds exploded. They're drones. I know, there's more proof for the birds aren't real conspiracy people. Ryan said, which game is this one? This is Zero Team. Which is like a super cool, like, Streets of Rage-esque beat 'em up game. Yeah, and I just played Streets of Rage 2 for a little bit, like not that long ago, so it's kind of fresh in my mind, and it definitely has that feel to it. Oh, fuck. It's kind of maybe... I was going to say a little bit more forgiving. Not much, but a little bit. Definitely nowhere near as hard as Streets of Rage 3. Give me a rocket launcher. Rocket launcher. Ryan said the only reason to go on X is to maybe find new bands, maybe. If that, man, I feel like anytime like I post anything about my bands, like I get like no fucking traction on there. It's like nobody cares. I feel like it used to be, you know, Twitter was really good for that, but not anymore, man. It's just fucking AI slop and fucking engagement bait, and that's it. Oh, shit. That's what I get for trying to... I'm gonna go back to my other character. I like this guy better. Whoops. Suck on my electricity, bitch. But yeah, like, I feel like every time I fucking log on, it's like Elon's posting some shit about fucking Grok and like just these like cringy like AI videos and shit. And it's just like, oh my god. And then like he has like all his lackeys that are just like, yeah, this future of art is gonna be amazing. And I'm just like, wow, like the future of art looks like shit. It doesn't look amazing at all. Oh no. No! Ryan said I was watching a Double Dragon arcade long play, and I didn't think your player movement was so fast. It felt slow as hell when I was a kid. Yeah. You can get the strawberry. Get wrecked. Shit, man. Got him. Or I said even the quote artists are begging for more AI slop. Fuck my life. Yeah. It's weird, man. Actually, speaking of artists, I posted something today because I guess I can throw it out on here if anybody ever watches this later. Maybe I'll find someone. But so I want to do a couple of music videos. And actually, there's another video project that I want to do that I'm kind of keeping close to the vest right now. But I need somebody that does animation because like what I want to do is animated. So I was like, oh well, maybe I'll just throw something out on X, you know, like. And I made it where like only my mutuals could reply because I was like, you know, maybe somebody knows somebody like an artist or whatever. So I was like, hey, I'm looking for an artist, you know, to do a couple of music videos, whatever. And I specifically said, I was like, you know, I'm looking for like somebody that does like either like hand drawn or like, you know, stop motion, something kind of creative, but no 3D art and no AI. And so like I get like a bunch of like people like following, like, you know, artists or whatever, like following me and like leaving comments and stuff, and it's like the majority of it was like literally what I said I didn't want, like you know what I mean? And it's just like all this like kind of like generic type art. I mean, to be fair, I mean they're doing it for commission, so I mean maybe it's like that's like all the work they can get, but it's like it's just like not what I'm looking for at all. But yeah, it's like just the amount of people that just do this sort of like, it's digital art, you know what I mean? That's like, it all kind of looks the same, and it's all like, I was just talking about this the other day. It's like, I was talking about video games, but it kind of applies to art too. It's like you guys realize that there's colors other than pink, purple, and blue, right? It's like everything is in shades of pink, purple, and blue, and it's like, god damn, I'm so sick of that shit. It's that like, and it's like neon kind of, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it's like maybe supposed to be like 80s retro or something, but it's like, motherfucker, I lived in the 80s. Everything was brown. Everything was like brown and like, you know, left over from like the 70s and shit. Like nothing was like neon pink and fucking blue. But yeah, I don't know. So that idea might not end up working out. I hit up somebody that I've worked with before. I'll see if like they might be interested in doing it, but I think that might be the last time that I ever post something like that on X, like looking for an artist. You know, and again, like, you know, maybe some people, it's like the stuff on their account, it just looks like that because, like, that's, you know, what they're being asked to do, and they're just doing what they're getting paid to do. But it's like, I don't know, if it was me, like, I would have a style, you know what I mean? It's like, these people don't, a lot of them don't really have, like, their own distinct style. It's just, everybody sort of does the same thing. It's like that, like, vaguely anime, but like not really, like westernized anime kind of look, Tumblr art-ish. Maybe I gotta like actually go on like a website or something where like animators like have portfolios or something. Stop motion would be really cool. I have a couple of ideas, and one of the ideas would actually work really well with stop motion. Nice. I love that they explode with items. Give me your goodies. Give me that corn. There's Fat Dracula. Shit. Roy said, I'm not an animator, but I drew a hummingbird for Pookie. Everyone I know are just graphic designers, not animators. Yeah. There's definitely a lot of graphic designers out there. Apparently there's a lot of quote-unquote animators out there, but, you know. It's just not what I'm looking for. Like, there's a lot of people, too, that, like, you know, they do the... It's like everyone went to the same fucking art school or something, is what it feels like. Maybe it's the art school of Tumblr. I don't know. Deviant art school. But yeah, I'd like to get something done before I finish the new records. Which for anybody that watches this, that follows my bands, I made the announcement that because I was toying with the idea of doing a double record again, like Meat of the Youth, but then there's a number of things I want to do, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what, like, I think I'm actually just gonna split it into 2 records, but I'm gonna release from both of my bands. So I'm gonna do an I Am the Icarus record, but then I'm also gonna do a Doomed Operator record, which should work out because like part of like what I wanted to do is very like metal, so that would actually fit. Clearly would fit better with a Doomed Operator, so that should be interesting. I've never done that before. It's not completely like a foreign thing to me because, like, when I did do the double record for I Am the Icarus, it doesn't feel that way because you kind of listen to it as a whole, the way that I did the track listing and everything. But it does have 2 very distinct sounds. I just happen to like, like I said, like I ordered all the songs in a way that it feels like one cohesive thing, but there's actually a way to reorder it where it sounds like 2 completely different records. So it's not really like going to be that hard to work, 2 different styles at the same time, but it'll be fun. And, like, I really like the Doomed Operator record a lot, and I like what I did with that, and I've just been kind of really enjoying that band, so I'd like to put another record out sooner rather than later anyway, so I thought, why not? Now, I don't know if I'm gonna like, exactly put them out like on the same day or anything like that. I think that would probably be counterproductive, but I'll finish them at the same time, and then I'll probably stagger them maybe like 6 months apart or something like that, just so I don't like cannibalize my own audience, I guess. But it should be cool. I'm actually going to get to work on writing and everything tomorrow, so. And then I'll be doing that the rest of the week and for the foreseeable future until I'm done. So. Oh, rocket launcher! I can't say rocket launcher any other way. Rocket launcher. I mean, I can't say it as good as the original, but, Oh, shit! Oh, I blew myself up. God damn it. Ryan said double gatefold LP. Oh, I wish, man. Fuck. God damn it, man. It's got really fucking chaotic. Shit. Yeah, I've wanted to do physical stuff for so long. I want to do CDs. I'd love to do vinyl, but like, I can't even get my fans to like buy fucking digital versions of my music, so I don't know how. I just feel like it would end up being like a waste of money for me. I would do it if I thought I would make my money back. It doesn't even need to be necessarily profit. Like, if I could at least know that I was going to make my money back, I would 100% do it. But yeah, it's tough. I'll probably do the CD thing for at least my my full-length records, like really small run at some point. But it's really just I'll be doing it just for me, for posterity, just so like, you know, I have them and, you know, my kid can have them and whatever. Ryan said, I've heard vinyl is crazy expensive to make. Yeah, it's pretty pricey. You know, and you end up having to sell it for a pretty penny too. CDs are a little cheaper. But you know, it also depends on, the other thing that it depends on is how crazy you get with, like, you know, the packaging and everything. And like for a CD, for example, you know, it gets, the more pages you add to the booklet, the more expensive it gets, you know, things like that. So, and it's the same thing with vinyl as well. Shit. I want to do cassettes as well, but I think if I do cassettes, aside from the artwork, I'm probably gonna I'm actually gonna record them myself, because unless I can find a company that does a better job than a lot of what I've seen, because I've noticed that a lot of like modern cassettes, because I've gotten a handful, and the quality is kind of shitty. Like, they're not using like great quality cassettes. Like, it's just, yeah, the quality's nowhere near like what it was like back in the day. Which, I mean, it's like everything, but it's probably because the infrastructure is not there to make, like, you know, to mass produce cassettes at a higher quality. Ryan said vinyl packaging used to be so sick, like colored vinyl, and those gatefold LPs were so sick. Oh, hell yeah, dude. It was awesome. You know, I actually also, I haven't bought any modern vinyl because I don't have a record player. I kind of wonder if modern vinyl is shittier. I feel like I've read some reviews before, like on Amazon, just out of curiosity, and people have talked about how like sometimes the vinyl itself even is like not great. So, you know, and kind of the whole concept is kind of weird too in the modern age anyway, because it's like, you know, you'll have, I mean, I guess it's a little different if it's like re-releases of older stuff in a way, but like a lot of it, like for like newer bands, it's like the music is so fucking digital and like Pro Tool out, and like fucking they're using pitch correction and all this kind of crazy shit, and then they throw it on vinyl, and it's like it almost doesn't make sense for the format, because it's like, you know, nothing you did was analog, and you're throwing it on this format that's very analog, you know what I mean? Whereas your recording itself is very cold and digital. So it's like, you're not going to really, you know, because people are like, oh, vinyl has a warmer sound and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, that's true. But you're not really going to get that warmer sound just by throwing your cold ass digital recording on vinyl. You know what I mean? So it's, I don't know, it's kind of a cart before the horse or whatever. I don't know, it's just weird. Ryan said, I'm sure it's all cheap materials now because the majority of people use digital. Yeah. Roy said, I have some modern vinyls, but no player. Plus, there's Shakira's older music. Shakira on vinyl. That's a first. I've never heard that one. Ryan said, bring back reel-to-reel recording. Dude, that's what I've been saying. I would love to do it. I've actually toyed with the idea of doing it myself, but it's, the problem with that is like it's expensive now because, you know, tape isn't as readily available, and like, you know, it's pretty cost prohibitive. I think like if I was signed, you know, particularly to like a major label where I could have a bigger recording budget, I would totally do it. That's like the only way that I would record is analog. You know, as it stands, like the way that I record everything, I try and do it as like, you know, close to old school as possible. You know, even though I am recording into a, you know, I'm recording digitally. I use GarageBand, which everybody always trips out on. That I record everything into GarageBand, but yeah, except for the drums. The drums are done in a in an actual like legitimate studio through Pro Tools and stuff. But I don't do any like in the mixing, like, you know, the guy that I've had do my mixing in the past, and then the stuff that I do myself. Like, I don't do any like digital wizardry. You know what I mean? It's all very just like. Guitars are guitars, drums are drums, bass is bass, you know. Very limited vocal effects, whatever, you know. Ryan said, do it. I still have my reel-to-reel from my band's demo in 97. Oh, that's fucking awesome, dude. Hell yeah. You know what I still have in a shoebox somewhere is I have a bunch of my old demos. Like personal demos, and then like older bands that I was in from back in the 90s and early 2000s. I have a bunch of 4-track. Because I used to have one of those 4-track Tascam recorders. And I have a bunch of just cassettes from 4-track recordings. Like, that was the shit back in the day. It was like, I don't know, just like, it was so cool to be able to use that stuff at home. It was fun. But yeah, you know, maybe the reel-to-reel thing, I'll try to figure out a way to do it myself at some point. Like, if I do end up doing it, I would probably start small with, like, you know, maybe doing, like... I've always wanted to do a solo record, just, like, under my own name. You know, and do something very, like, singer-songwriter kind of stuff. And that might be a good way to experiment with the format, because... You know, I don't know if I'm doing it myself, I don't know if I want to jump into like fucking, you know, recording all this other shit. But if I'm just doing like acoustic guitars and like vocals, like kind of break myself in easy. Ryan said, oh hell yeah, we used to use a boombox in the back of the basement and we thought we were big time when we got a 4-track. Yep. I remember doing the boombox thing too, yeah. Yeah, I miss those early days sometimes of being in a band. It was fun. Those were the magical times. The only thing that I don't miss is I don't miss not knowing how to fucking do anything. The one plus of being like, you know, a professional and like having done it for decades now is like I know what I'm doing as far as like songwriting and, you know, guitar tone, and I could dial my pedals in and everything, where it was like there was a lot of trial and error when I was a teenager, even into my early 20s a little bit, but definitely starting out as a teenager was a lot of trial and error. But yeah, the big thing for me, it's like, if I could go back in time kind of thing, it's like, I wish I could go back with all the, like, the songwriting knowledge that I have now. Like, it's probably the thing I feel like I'm the best at. Of all the things that I do, I think I'm the best at just songwriting. I could sit down and you can give me a guitar. You could even give me just a bass. And I could sit down and write a song in like 10-15 minutes. Like a decent song. Give me a half an hour and I'll write you a really good song. It's my one talent. Ryan said, do you plug into an audio interface or mic up the amp when you record now? I'm new to home recording. I've done both, but right now I have an audio interface. They make audio interfaces now which is really kind of like cooler technology. So they make audio interfaces that have a fucking tube in it. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds, like analog and digital. So you kind of get, you can get like warmer sort of guitar tones. So it does like amp modeling, but then since it has a tube, like, yeah, you can get more, you can get a lot closer to the real thing. And then I also do, you know, actually like mic amps and stuff. But as far as like effects go, everything that I do that's effects is straight pedals. Like I don't use like digital, you know, plug-in like guitar effects. Everything is done with pedals, like actual pedals. And the other thing too is like I do it all like live, you know what I mean? Like I work my pedals live. I don't, like if I'm switching from clean tone to distortion, I do it like I actually switch from clean tone to distortion. I don't like record my clean tone and then separately record my distortion. Like I actually stomp the stomp box, you know? So you get that kind of like live sort of feel. Give me all my goodies. Roy said Undead Samurai Dracula looks fucking rad. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Ryan said I started playing bass again after like 20 years and I'm awful, but I have a lot of fun. Nice. Yeah, I've gotten a lot better at bass because I played bass on the last like 3 recordings that I've done. I've played all the bass, so before that I was having my buddy who produced all my records and recorded them and mixed them, this dude Pete Sherrill, who's actually he is a bassist. So I was always like, well, since you're actually a bassist, you should just play bass on these records instead of me. But the last I Am the Icarus record, I played bass on that, and then I played bass on the Doomed Operator record. So well, that was pretty quick. What, 40 minutes? But yeah, this is a fun game. I would recommend getting it. If you like beat 'em ups, it's super fun. The Crew. But yeah, the splitting the records into two bands is going to be really cool. So anybody that likes the grunge stuff from me will definitely be getting a grungy alternative record, and then, you know, with the Doomed Operator, it's going to be another metal record. This time it's going to be less, a little less, I guess, like black metal and experimental, and, you know, it'll be more song based. Like a full length, you know, like not like the whole like how I did 6 songs, but it's like, you know, as long as a you know 12-track record. It's gonna be actually like 12 songs.